Give me a sec. Welcome back to Free Speak. I'm your host, Michael, and today we're going to do some free writing with our mouths. Let me just give you some context for this. This is the third time I am filming this episode. The third freaking time. The first time, my GoPro ran out of battery. The second time, it decided to skip on me. So I have the episode and it's the appropriate length, but it skips 20 seconds 4 times. And now today is my third time recording this episode. So hello, welcome back. Life is beautiful. Life is full of surprises, and you should always take life by the horns and march on. A bit of housekeeping. I'm only going to be doing 1 video a week now. I don't have time for 2, nor do I think my viewers want 2 videos a week. Plus, with all these adventures that I have with my GoPro, I don't think I can get 2 videos out a week. So, that's that. That'll be happening. Yeah, and that's about it. Yep. So let's just jump right onto the discussion that we're going to have today, which doesn't feel like the regular discussion where I don't plan ahead, because I've planned ahead twice already for this discussion. But that's okay, we're going to talk about it anyways. We're going to talk about math. Because I love math, and because math is fantastic. Plus, I don't like it when people say they hate math. So it's almost like a personal aversion. Okay, let's just rewind. Math is beautiful. I really love math. It's a very good subject. And when you say that you hate math and you never want to do it, that bothers me. Because you're going to do math all of your life. You're going to be doing it for the rest of your life. Whether you want to admit to doing math or not, you'll be doing it for the rest of your life. Take this for example. If you have a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock, and you know that it takes you 40 minutes to get there, when should you leave? Some would argue that you should leave at 1. But the latest that you can leave and still be on time is 1:20. But that's still doing math. That's saying that I have 2 o'clock minus 40 minutes is going to be 20. So 1:20 is when I need to leave. And if you don't know how long it's going to take you, then that becomes an unknown variable. Then you're saying 2 o'clock minus X is equal to the time I should depart. So you don't know how long it's going to take you. But you can look on Google Maps and you can say, okay, well, it's going to take me 45 minutes to get there. Okay, that's strange. I thought it was going to be 40. Well, I have to leave some extra time because I've never been there, so I need to leave extra time. So it's like you're doing math because you're taking this known thing that you have to be there by 2, and you're giving this secondary conditions of I have to be there on time. I have to make sure that I leave on time, that I have enough time to spare. All of these, and so you're still doing math. Same thing with like simple math in terms of like the grocery store. So if you go to the grocery store and you buy pizza rolls, milk, and cereal, and it comes out to being $16.14, how much physical cash should you give the cashier? Well, that's a simple equation. That's a simple which number is greater. So if you give him a 10 is not greater than 16.14, so he's not going to be appeased, or he or she is not going to be appeased. Now, if you give him a 20 is greater than 16.14, so that way you'll be able to pay your bill. That's just simple math. That's just the way that it works. You don't even have to think about it because it just comes naturally. And, well, you do have to think about it. It doesn't just come naturally. But you have a basic understanding that 20 is greater than 16. 16.14. Let's be specific. Let's be specific here. 16.14. And it's just these other things that I'm just like, you know, you'll be doing math for the rest of your life, and you just can't, for whatever reason, you just decide to not accept the fact that you'll be doing it. No, I hate math. This is stupid. I'll never need to know any of this. Like, well, sure, there's some things that you will never need to know, but there are certain things that you will need to know. Like, I guess, in your regular day, from day to day, you won't need to know it. You won't need to know exponents. I understand that. You probably won't need to know exponents. I get that. Fractions, kind of. Yeah, there are some things that require fractions in our lives, like 3/4 of a cup, and so if you're baking, you'll probably see fractions more often. I get it. You won't need to do binomials and factoring out trinomials and then putting them into two binomial sets. I understand you won't need to do that in your everyday life, but there's definitely an advantage to doing that, understanding how that works. I think for sure variables, you will always be doing variables. There's always, you almost border on doing more complex math because you're thinking about like physics and distance traveled and speed and the rate at which you're going. You know, you have to figure all these things out of whether or not my car is going to be fuel efficient, or you know, how many miles can I get to the gallon. That's still math. It's just more scientific math. So for me, I'm not sure how you can say that you hate math, because even, I guess, the most common form of math that we do is logic. We always do a bunch of logic math, and we can simplify it down so we know exactly what's going on. But it's like, if I leave the milk on the counter, my cat will knock it over. If my cat knocks over the milk, I will have to mop the floor. So by the law of syllogism, if I leave my milk on the counter, I will have to clean the floor because the cat will knock it over. So it's a logical progression of steps, but you still made that logic. That's actually a form of math. Math follows the rules of logic. Logic is a subgenre of math. So when you say that you don't like doing math, you're almost saying that you don't like to think, that you don't like to reason, that you don't like to figure things out, that you'd rather be led by emotion. Now, there's nothing wrong with being led by emotion. I think that's great. I think emotion can be very powerful for you. But in terms of thinking, like, I just can't see a person who doesn't think from their day to day. And if you think, then you're using math. You're using math. There's definitely a literature part of the brain. So when you're working on spelling words or figuring out if that sounds right, looks right, yes, I understand that's not necessarily math. But for the most part, you'll probably do math at least once a day. Even for the adults that don't think they'll do math, there's tons of math involved, especially once you start opening a bank account or you have monthly payments. You have to learn to balance a budget, and that's math. That's more accounting math, but that's still math. You have to know that, okay, if I take all of my expenses of my credit card bills, my mortgage for the house, school funding, any tickets, any unexpected miscellaneous expenses, if I add those all up, those should be less than what I make, or I'm in trouble. Okay, so if we add them all up, that equals to $844, and this month I made $1,000. Okay, so I am in the clear by I'm in the clear by $136. I mean, that's just math just keeps coming around. There's no really escaping it, guys. You can't run away from math because math loves you. Math wants to be your friend, but you're not letting it. And I'm here to tell you, because I'm one of math's friends, and math is my friend. So she wants you to know. She wants you to know that she is fantastic and she wants to spend time with you, but you're not letting her. So, there we go. That's what I wanted to say for math, because math is a friend of mine. That's all I had. So, don't discount math. Don't say that you hate it. Deal with it, because it helps you make your life so much better. And honestly, it's a part of who we are, and you can't escape math, because you'll be doing it regardless of whether you want to or not. Well, you can choose not to do it, but then your life would be incredibly complex and just fuzzy. Anyways, this has been Michael with Free Speak. Thank you so much for tuning back in. Hopefully this video goes up and is complete and non-skippy and the volume's fine and everything's great. So hopefully we'll do that. If so, then congratulations to making it to the end of the video. You guys are the best. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more awesome content and where I regale you with stories and tell you things that you may or may not want to hear. And share the video. Share the love, share the video. This is Michael. I'm out. You guys have been great. I'll see you next time.